How many of you, when you have had a tough homework problem or needed to explain a complex idea, have turned to the internet? It is incredible what we have achieved as human beings in last many years, specifically in last 50, 60 years, in a world where a machine can memorize every fact. What is our role? What makes us uniquely human and indispensable? Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here with so many brilliant and curious minds. Thank you very much, Dr. Niharika Srivastava, for your kind introduction. Let me start with a question. How many of you, when you have had a tough homework problem or needed to explain a complex idea, have turned to the internet? Maybe a quick search or even asked an AI chatbot. I'm sure that almost all of us have done that. We have the sum of human knowledge, and now intelligent tools that can summarize and explain it and write in our pockets. It is in our phones that we have all the knowledge that we have gathered over thousands of years. And on top of that, we have these AI tools which can summarize, which can explain, which can parse, and which can do many other things with that piece of information. It is incredible what we have achieved as human beings in last many years, specifically in last 50, 60 years, since the beginning of IT innovation and IT technologies has been an incredible journey. But all this also leads to a bigger question. In a world where a machine can memorize every fact, solve complex equations, and write a decent essay in seconds, what is our role? What makes us uniquely human and indispensable? Based on my long professional career, including being a professor at leading University of South Florida for the last 2 decades, I want to suggest an answer to this question. It's a very timely question. I believe your greatest ability or power in this new world is not just finding answers, but learning how to ask the right questions. And the path to developing that superpower of asking the right question and then finding answers to those questions is through exactly what you are doing here today. That is presenting your research, engaging in research conversations, trying to learn from others through they questioning your research and you questioning their research. Let me explain the 3 pillars of my argument for proposing that research is a core competency for success in future. First, the game has changed from memorizing to building knowledge. For generations, a big part of education was about building a foundation of knowledge. Memorizing multiplication tables. I remember when I was in school, this was the most important math capability that a 6th grader, 7th grader, 5th grader was supposed to have, to be able to memorize tables and give answers instantaneously. The moment somebody asks what is 6 into 7, I should be able to answer that instantaneously. But that capability is no more a core capability. Historical dates, remembering all those dates when a war took place, when what happened in the world, remembering all the chemical formulas, remembering all the maths formulas and solutions and all those things, that was all essential to build that knowledge base. This was essential because information was scarce. But today, information is not scarce, it's overwhelming, and AI sits on top of it all. A powerful engine that can retrieve and reorganize that information instantaneously, on demand. You want something, you get it within seconds. So if I can, artificial intelligence, AI, can recall every Supreme Court case, what is the value of a good lawyer? It shifts. It is no longer about having the data in your head. The new skill is knowing what to do with it. Can you analyze the implications of those court cases? Can you spot a pattern between them and that the AI wasn't able to find? Can you combine insights from law, sociology, and economics to form a new original argument in a case? The internet gave us the library. AI is giving us a super efficient librarian. But you are the scholar who decides what to research, why it matters, and what new creation to build with that knowledge. The goal is no longer just to learn what is known, but to discover what is unknown. And that leads to my second point. The new core competency is critical thinking. In an AI integrated, AI is going to be part of the world that we live in for probably any time in future that we can imagine. Because of this shift, higher education is undergoing a quiet revolution. The focus is moving sharply towards critical thinking, and this is directly tied to the skill sets for the AI-mediated world. Our ability to think critically, to figure out what is not known, and then to find out answers to those questions for which existing knowledge does not have any answer. Think of AI not as a cheat code, but as a new kind of tool, like a calculator. A calculator didn't make math obsolete. It made us better at doing math, allowing us to tackle more complex problems. Similarly, AI won't make thinking obsolete. It will demand that we become better thinkers. AI will make the value of thinking, critical thinking, far, far higher than any time we know in the past human beings have realized that. Why? Because AI models are not oracles of truth. They are pattern predictors. You know that LLMs don't do any other thing than trying to figure out and predicting a pattern of words and characters that fit the prompts that are being given by the user. They can sometimes be wrong or biased or miss the nuance. They tell us what is known, not what is unknown. Your critical thinking is the essential filter. It is the ability to ask, is this AI-generated answer actually correct? What perspective might be missing? How can I use this output as a starting point, not a final product? Education is now about training you to be the conductor of this AI orchestra, to guide it, challenge it, and refine its output with your human judgment, ethics, and creativity. This brings me to my final and most important point. Research is the superpower, the cycle of question, answer, and defend. That is what research is all about. This brings us to why we are all here today. This Single best way to develop this critical questioning mindset is through the rigorous hands-on process of academic research, as you all have undergone in doing all these research papers that you are presenting today. Doing real research, the kind you are presenting, is a boot camp for the very skills the future demands. Let's break it down. It starts with a question, not just any question, but a good one, a novel question. This is the heart of your superpower. In a world of easy answers, you are learning to identify what we don't know. That is, to identify the difficult question. It motivates you to seek answers using scientific methods. You don't just Google it. You learn methods, you design experiments, you analyze primary sources, you collect data, you create models. This is how you move from a vague curiosity to a verifiable claim or a verifiable result or a verifiable answer to a question. You learn to work with technology using software for data analysis or digital archives for sources. You drive the process of discovering new answers. You are not just consuming existing knowledge, you are creating new knowledge. Finally, you learn to present and defend your findings. Writing a publishable paper or standing at a conference for presentation like you will today be doing isn't just about sharing an answer. It's about building a case. You have to anticipate counter arguments, acknowledge the limits of your work, and communicate your ideas clearly and persuasively. This cycle, question, seek good answer, defend, is the ultimate antidote to a passive relationship with knowledge. What research does makes your relationship with knowledge active. You are not just a mere consumer standing by the side and watching that flow of knowledge going by. You are the person who is creating that knowledge. It transforms you from a consumer of information into a creator of new knowledge. And this isn't just for future academics. Whether you become a doctor diagnosing a rare condition, an entrepreneur spotting a market gap, a business opportunity, an engineer designing a sustainable city, or a lawyer building a case, you will be using these same research muscles, asking the right questions, seeking rigorous evidence-based answers, and defending your proposal, defending your arguments, defending your findings. So as you walk through this conference, listening to your peers' presentations and sharing your own work, I want you to see it for what it truly is. You are not just completing a school project. You are doing something much more profound. You are honing your human superpower. You are practicing the art of inquiry. You are building your critical thinking muscle. You are becoming a creator, a problem identifier, and a problem solver. The future integrated with technology isn't something to be feared. It is something to be shaped. And research is the way to shape that future. And it will be shaped by those who can look at all the information and all the intelligent tools at their disposal and ask with courage and curiosity, what is next? Thank you very much.